deep.
And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players' final few moments to prepare for the game and the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche La NBA. And Andrew, this season has been full of surprises. Greg, what's surprising you most about the NBA right now?
Kevin, the game evolves constantly. I mean, the increased speed of the league, a lot more scoring. If your eyes aren't glued to the action, you might miss it.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Thunder is out there with Dillingham. Then there's Edey. Then there's Blunt. And it's Iguodala in at the 4 spot. And it's Thunder missing. And here are the Suns now. On the wing, Booker, wide open. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Booker's got the first points on the scoreboard for the Suns. Here's Thunder. And it's Devin Booker with the rebound. Pass to Burke. Over Dillingham. Burke can't get it to go. For Memphis, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Here's Thunder, defended by Booker. Blunt gets the three-pointer to fall.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Booker, and he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. It's deflected. Here's Thunder, defended by Booker. Pass to Thunder. Memphis moving it around. Dillingham with the bucket.
Over the taller defender. This is why you have to stay connected to shooters on the perimeter.
Today's player is not intimidated by size. You even give them a sliver of a window, and they're going to make that shot. How good a playmaker are we watching? Always leading, always trying to create for others.
And Doris, one guy who rarely has an off night, Devin Booker.
He has been the model of consistent excellence, Kevin. This guy's so efficient, so productive, all about winning. I am not sure Devin Booker gets the credit he deserves for the level he's at every night.
Just 4 to shoot. Thunder, after 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made. And we have to mention, Greg, the utter dominance MP has shown recently, right? A huge scoring night for him on insane efficiency. The numbers you can't even believe what you're reading.
You just don't see stat lines like the one that MP had very often. Kevin, it looked like he had a cheat code on the way. He was making everything from the floor.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
Well, the strong drive by D. Book just forces the defender's hand right there. You give this guy an opening and he will attack it.
GA, when we think about Devin Booker's scoring ability, he always has been ahead of the curve.
The youngest player ever to score 70 in a game, amongst the youngest to get to 10,000 points. Booker is on a historic scoring pace.
Dillingham, no good. And it's Burke with the ball for Phoenix, trailing by 5. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd, and that's obviously easier said than done.
I'll tell you this, it looked like they wanted to get out of town as quickly as possible. The problem is their defense went with them.
Here's Thunder, pass to Dillingham. Here's Blunt. Now Dillingham sinks the three-pointer. Dillingham's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Grizzlies. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Pass to Hall. Here's Castle. Lays it up off the glass.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
And so it's Memphis with it, following the score by Phoenix. Knocked away. And here's the fast break. Here's Iguodala. Drops in the breakaway layup. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the Grizzlies?
Right off the bat, they're going after the ball, looking to jump into the passing lanes and create some steals in transition.
Another big component of their early game tonight has been points off turnovers. Great job converting on those chances.
And so here's Memphis. Devin Booker missing his last shot. Iguodala off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Now here's Burke. He's tightly guarded. Bounce pass Wood. Booker in the corner. Drills it from outside. Booker's got his second bucket of the night.
You've got to be there on the catch if Devin Booker gets an opportunity from the perimeter. This guy too good a shooter.
And there's the drive. Now Dillingham. He has 6.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against it.
Now here's Burke. Pass to Wood. Here's the 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
Suns foul. Wood.
Lepowski, he's checked in for Wood. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Here's Bufkin. There's the pick from the arc. Rebounded by Hall. The Suns trailing. Pass to Booker. Here's Burke. No scoring in this one. Five to shoot. The Suns need to get a shot off. Castle misses. Memphis has gone 3 of 7 from three-point range in the first quarter. Here's Bufkin. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Memphis shooting their first free throws of the game. He misses the free throw.
Bufkin, 2 shots.
And he sinks the second. Suns trail by 3. Now here's Burke. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Hands it from downtown.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Here's Thunder, coming in off a 41-point performance last game out. Vassell, no good. Pass to Burke. The 11-footer. The Grizzlies pull it in. Iguodaro's got 4 rebounds in this game. It's tipped. Here's Thunder. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Here's Vassell. Hits from the high post.
Hey, that high release point really helps Vassell in that mid-range area.
For Phoenix, they've gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Here's Castle. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Clippers. Oh, that's blocked. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, guys, Thunder in the last outing against Boston put on a show. He came away with 41 points and had a season high in boards. He was doing work on the glass. An amazing performance. Probably we won't see a night like that anytime soon. Kevin?
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude.
Substitution on the court.
Wood out there with Filipowski. Then there's Price, and it's Marshall in at the 3 slot. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Here's Dillingham. A 3-pointer is right on target.
3-point.
Dillingham's got the lead up to 10 now for the Grizzlies. And the foul called on Thunder. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. And there's a whistle. That goes on Zach Edey. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
So it's Phoenix now. It's a 10-point game. Pass to Filipowski. Shot clock at 6. Wood with it. And here's Price from beyond the arc. And the Suns miss again. Here's Thunder. To the middle. Here's Edey. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. And it's a 12-point Grizzly lead.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
There's a screen. And the wide-open shot from Price. And again, it's the Suns missing. Here's Dillingham. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
It's good for his 4th bucket of the night. He's shooting 4 of 8.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Another steal.
And that's sort of a picture of what not to do on those last 2 possessions. They're being way too loose with the ball.
And that's rocking the rim.
Give him 2 points and tack on some for style.
Oh, he deserves them. He deserves all the points he can get there. Sensational. And it's Price missing.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
Good. Blunt's got 5 points so far.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And the Suns call their first time out of the game. Now a look at the stats for him.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
Here's Sundin. Phoenix, no good that time either.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
They need this one. No good from Price.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Here's Dillingham. Price with the block. Marshall deciding where to go with it. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And for the Grizzlies, they come in off a good outing against the Celtics.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Well, I'm sure they're still enjoying that one. You love going into a tough building, tough place to play, and shooting the lights out. Nothing like silencing the crowd.
From the wing. And again, it's the Suns missing.
Well, this guy cannot get started, and the offense overall has been a struggle because of it.
Pass to Thunder. And stolen by Price. And they're on the break. Here's Mobo. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And with that one, he halts an 11-0 run by the Grizzlies.
Now Dillingham. They set the pick. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Shot clock at 5. Price with the block. And that'll be Memphis as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies retain possession. Hall's checked in for the Suns. Booker comes in for Marshall. Here's Thunder. Bangs home the trifecta. Thunder's got 9.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Booker with no one around, and right away they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
How about the competitor answering? Mr. Booker put it back with a three-point answer.
Pass to Blunt. From deep. Kept alive. Dillingham with it. Buries the long-range jumper. Dillingham's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Grizzlies. Here's Filipowski. 14 points from him the last game against the Clippers.
And his scoring's going to get most of the attention, but his rebounding also stood out. He did a lot of glass cleaning in that game.
Pass to Thunder. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot, can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
Booker outside, takes the 3, good on the three-point shot. Booker's got 6 points in the quarter.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
There's the pick. Here's Dixon. The Grizzlies with another miss. Suns trail by 18. Booker looking around. Clock at 6. Fades. Iguodala grabs the rebound. Iguodala's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Shoots the 3. Rebound by the Suns. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
Yeah, I remember last time they met up, they just got ran out of the building. They weren't too happy with some of the calls in that game either.
Yeah, their starters got into foul trouble, and it felt as if some of the calls were ticky-tack, no doubt, but nonetheless, damage was done. What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
And Blunt gets it to go.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Pass to Castle. It's 3 pointers off the mark. Memphis leading by 17. Here's Thunder. Here's Dixon. He has yet to score. Hits the three-point bomb.
3-point field
And
goal.
guys, there are some you can give that shot to, but let's be clear, he's not one of them. Terrible job there by the D.
Driving inside. Rebounded by Castle. The Suns shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Phoenix no good that time either.
Yeah, and a dangerous trend here as they're starting to live and die with outside jumpers.
There's a good screen. Here's Blunt, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Blunt's got 6 here in this quarter. Knocked loose. He swipes the ball away again. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end. Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Pass to Castle. A floater, and it's good on the layup. Castle's got 10.
Well, instead of forcing it all the way to the cup, he just goes with that little teardrop.
Here's Edey. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Hall's got 5 rebounds tonight. Back to Burke. There's 38 seconds left in the first half. Pass to Booker. Iguodala grabs the rebound. Iguodala's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
Yeah, nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. And so Booker will bring it up for Phoenix. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Here's Hall. And it's he nails the buzzer beater.
Big time shot. We'll beat the buzzer there. My goodness.
Well, that's the perfect end to the quarter for them. You have no idea how much of an effect those buzzer beaters can have on a team's momentum.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. Back to the action in just a minute.
Welcome, everybody. The story at the half could be summed up as a dominating performance for the Memphis Grizzlies.
A key part of this one, their bench production. Those guys can heat it up in a hurry. Give the starters a little rest. Can't ask for more than that.
Wash, rinse, repeat. You guys wouldn't understand that because it involves shampooing. And now, as the season winds down, a look at the Western Conference picture.
And taking a look at Memphis, they're right where they want to be, and they're right where they should be. Now it's a matter of getting everything in place for the title run. These guys will be tough to beat in a 7-game series.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Suns trail by 21. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. They've got Blunt. Thunder is out there with Dillingham. Then there's Edey. And it's Iguodaro in at the power forward. Wood kicks to Burke. Back to Wood. Just 5 to shoot. Down low. Here's Castle. And the shot goes in. Castle's got the first basket of the third quarter for Phoenix.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there. Dead on target.
Pass to Iguodaro. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Dillingham, no good.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Now Wood for 3. Booker. It's rebounded by Memphis. Iguodaro's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Dillingham. Good on the triple. Dillingham's got 17.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Pass to Wood. On the wing, Booker. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
And all the turnovers, guys, are hurting his team. I mean, he's continuing to just give the ball away.
Dillingham. Rejected by Booker. No coverage that time. He's got 12.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
And he banks in the layup.
Well, a guard has got to come with physical intensity on the interior, and Devin Booker does just that.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Pass to Dillingham. It's hauled in by Wood.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
And slam dunk by Burke.
Well, hit a man in stride. That is a textbook delivery.
Dillingham with it. From downtown, it's hauled in by Wood. Wood's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Burke with it, now defended by Thunder. Pass to Hall. Booker with it. A fader. Good for his 6th make, and it doesn't attempt, shooting 50% with that basket.
80% shooting to start the third, 4 for 5.
3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Wood can't hit. Memphis leading by 18. Dillingham with the bucket. Dillingham's got 19 points.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Here's Castle. Edey with the rebound. Edey's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Pass to Blunt. Here's Thunder. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Inside, here's Iguodaro. Rebound by the Suns.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
Here's Hall. He has 5. Phoenix, no good that time either.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
Here's Blunt. Trains the three-pointer. Blunt's got 15.
Boy, the bucket's been 5 feet wide for him. He's dropping everything in.
And the foul called on Thunder. That's his. Castle is out there with Booker. Then there's Burke, and it's Hall in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's who's out there for Phoenix. The Suns shooting in the fourth quarter down around 31%, not playing with as much energy here lately. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Memphis.
They've been playing some really physical offense, just attacking the paint as much as possible. And I tell you what, they have been very successful with that strategy.
I think one of the things that also strikes me is their activity, forcing turnovers, coming up with steals. It has really shaped the tenor of this game.
Here's Castle. Pass to Wood, launches it. Score the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
First 3 of the half, 2nd of the game. Can he heat up?
Manton, the pass to Thunder. Takes a 3, buries it from 3-point range. Thunder's got 5 points now this quarter.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that 3-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Pass to Castle. 5 on the clock. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Doris, why is there so much parity around the NBA now?
Yeah, Kevin, I think the new salary cap rules have certainly contributed to what we're seeing in terms of that parity. Super teams are more difficult to assemble. The talent is more evenly spread, and obviously it has made for a greater level of competition. What could be better?
And the Grizzlies making a change here. Edey's checked in, and the basket by Thunder.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Pass to Castle. The 10-footer. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Castle's got 11 in the second half. To the inside. Here's Thunder, guarded by Price. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Second personal foul. 15 foul.
That's good from Williams.
For the Grizzlies, Zaire Williams. 2 shots.
He doesn't get the second one. Well, Phoenix shooting not great, 40% for the game. To the paint, here's Wood. The Grizzlies pull it in. Edey's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Right wing, got a piece of it. And stolen by Price. Fires the 3. Wow, came this close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Team is in the penalty.
Yeah, you hate to give up a foul on a 3-point attempt.
Greg, we know players are not shy about criticizing. Officiating. Anything you'd try to change or improve with the way the game is called?
Well, I like when the players and the refs get together in the offseason to go over video examples. And I think one thing that's important is you got to have relationships between the players and the officials. And then I think the fans can also then kind of get on the same page. There are going to be missed calls out there. That will never change.
Here's Dillingham. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Team is in the
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Well, Phoenix shooting around 37% in the fourth quarter. The minutes starting to wear on them. Gurovic laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And up the court come the Suns on the break. For three, Marshall. It's rebounded by Memphis.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Grizzlies.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And in the win-loss column, tonight's game will push their record up to 54 wins on the year.
And their dominance continues, guys, as they sweep the season series 4-0.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Thunder.
Well, I think his contribution clearly came at the defensive end, right? He came up with a bunch of huge steals. He was a menace all night long.
Dillingham with the bucket.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Gurovic. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
third personal foul.
Wow, he got whacked. That one shouldn't be much debate there.
And Memphis making a change here. Dixon's checked in. No luck that time either. Into the lane. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Over to the wing. Pass to Thunder. Just 5 on the clock. The 3-ball. Rebound by the Suns. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's
That's what I'm talking about.
Throw them buffs on them, Pete. We're in the D.